Good afternoon. I'm Ms. Godfrey. I will be doing a math review for the students' assessment that will be given tomorrow. Each student has been given a study guide to review for their assessment. During the course of this review, I will be going over about 14 questions. Hopefully, I can get through this within an hour. If not, I will stop it and do a part 2 or 3 to the review. Feel free to email me or call me if you have any questions, but please, please, please review your study guide for your test tomorrow. You will also need to make sure that you have a calculator with you. A few helpful tips when reviewing and completing your problems. Look for your parentheses. Combine like terms that are on the same side of the equal sign. Group like terms by moving them across the equal sign using inverse operation. Ensure that the variable is by itself. And finally, compare your answer. The first problem that we will be completing will be number 1 on your study guide. Many of these problems we have already completed in class, but I will walk you through how to complete them again. Here's problem number 1. 12 minus 2s plus 8s equals negative 6. The first thing that I'm going to do is divide my equation at the equal sign. Now I'm going to use that second tip that I gave you because we don't have any parentheses. Now I'm going to group my like terms that are on the same side of the equal sign. So I have negative 2s and I also have 8s. Negative 2s plus 8s will give me positive 6s. I'm going to bring everything else down. And now I'm going to work my new equation. I need to get my variable on one side and my numbers on the other, so I'm going to move my 12. Minus 12 because it's positive over here. So once we go across the equal sign, that positive 12 is going to turn into a negative 12. This will cancel out. Now I have 6s remaining on this side of the equal sign. Negative 6 plus negative 12 will give us negative 18. Remember your equal sign. Now I need to get my s by itself. 6s means to multiply 6 by s. So in order to get our s by itself, we're going to have to do the inverse operation. You're going to divide by 6 on both sides of the equal sign. That's going to lead us with s on this side. Now s is equal to negative 3. The next problem that I will be completing will be problem number 4. Negative 3 times 4x plus 3 plus 4 times 6x plus 1 equals 43. If you have a highlighter, you can separate or draw a line down your equal sign with your highlighter. If not, you can use a color pencil or anything. Now, I see parentheses, so I automatically know that when I see parentheses, that means that I'm going to have to use distributive property to multiply. Everything that's on the outside of the number that's on the outside of my parentheses must be multiplied by everything that's on the inside. Negative 3 times 4 will give me negative 12x. Negative 3 times positive 3 will give me a negative 9. 4 times 6 will give me a positive 24x. And positive 4 times positive 1 will give me 4. I'm going to bring down my equal sign and my 43. Now I'm going to look for my like terms. That's tip number 2. So on one side of the equal sign, so look on one side of the equal sign, see if you see any like terms. We have a negative 12x here, and we have a positive 24x here. We also have a negative 9 and a positive 4. Now, if you notice, I use different colors. I just want to join together the things that are alike, the terms that are alike. So I'm just going to use my colors to help me distinguish what numbers are alike. So negative 12 plus negative 12x plus 24x will give me 12x. That's positive 12x because 24 is our largest number and it is positive. Negative 9 plus 6 will give us a negative 5. Now, I'm going to bring down my equal sign and 43. Now, I still need to get my x by itself. So the first number that I'm going to move will be my 5. So plus 5 on both sides of the equal sign. This will cancel out. 43 plus 5 will give me 48. The only thing that I have left on the other side of the equal sign is 12. Let me write that in the right place. 12x. Now, to get x by itself, you need to divide because 12x, the operation here is multiplication. So you divide, which is the inverse operation on both sides. The 12 will cancel out on this side, leaving us with x equals 4. Your answer here is x equals 4. If you notice, my equal signs are lined up just to make sure I keep everything on the right side. I did use a lot of color, so I do allow color pencils in my class. Our next problem would be problem number 6. I'm going to write this one. If there's another word problem, I will not be writing it. Just read it from the paper. It says if 7x equals 49, find the value of 27 minus 9x. The first thing that you have to do here is find out what is x. How we're going to find out what x. We do have an equation. Anytime you have an equation, you can find out the value of your missing number or your variable. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to find out the value of x using the equation that is given. So 7x equals 49. This is a very simple equation, but if you're not, you don't know what times 7 will give you 49, just use your calculator, or you can either plug it in if you do know. X equals 7. 7 times 7 will give you 49. This is what it's saying. 7 times the number will give you 49. 7 times 7 will give you 49. So the value of x is 7. Now, I need to come on this side of my paper. Now that I know what x is, and I need to plug it into my new, or my other equation, or my other term. So we have 27 minus 9x. Well, now we know what x is, so we can rewrite it. 27 minus 9 times x. 9 times 7, excuse me. Because we do know what x is now. Okay, now we have negative 9 times 7. That will give us negative 63. You're going to bring 27 down. Now you have 27 minus 63, which will give us negative 36. Your answer here would be negative 36. That's your answer. The next problem that we will be working out will be number 8. Number 8 says, Ms. Godfrey sells cakes to make extra money. She gets paid $12 per day, and she also gets 75 cents for every cake that she makes. One day she made $28.25. How many cakes did she make? Now I am going to write the question because that is very important. It's asking for how many cakes. That's what we're asking for. That's important. So let's pull our facts from here. Ms. Godfrey makes $12 per day. Plus, she's going to get 75 cents per cake. And in this particular scenario, it gives us the amount that I've already made that day. So it says I made $28.25. Well, how do I come up with what I make every day? It's going to be based on my base daily rate plus the number of cakes I made times 75. So I'm just going to make an equation for that. $12 plus 75 cents per cake. Per means to multiply. So we don't know how many cakes I made. That's what we're looking for. So we're just going to use that variable of C to tell how many cakes, or to determine how many cakes I made. Now we have a basic equation we need to solve for our variable. First thing I'm going to do, I'm still going to divide my paper. And I don't have that much room, so I'm going to try to write small. I normally write big. So we're going to say minus 12 on both sides. So now we have $28.25 minus 12, which will give us $16.25. And we only have 75 cents times C on this side. Now to get that variable by itself, we're going to have to divide by 75 cents. This will cancel out. We only have the variable c left on that side.